Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's watch party as part of our Summer of Popcorn, Part 2. We're going to be watching Raiders of the Lost Ark. As always, I'm Andrew, and I'm joined by Dom. Welcome, Dom, who's there.
Somewhere.
No, he's somewhere. He's somewhere to the sides. Anyway, I can see a lot of our friends are joining us today. So over on YouTube, we've got Josh P., we've got Mad Matt and Immortal Rumus joining us. And over on Discord, who have we got joining us? I can see we've got Jedi Wizard, we've got Sharon, we've got Icy Matty, we've got Lizard Man, Serious, Sharon, Eric, Chaos Fear. I saw Edward the Black Prince somewhere. We've got Onzi, David Mice has joined us, Leanne, Mr. Fursel, Doug P, and everyone else. So, who's not seen this film before? Let's be honest, I think everyone has. It's just a great film.
Yeah, totally. It's a fantastic film. I can't imagine there's a single person in this world who hasn't seen Raiders of the Lost Ark. It's one of the classics. It's one of the best modern classics out there.
Well, see, that Florida guy has also joined us over on YouTube. That's true, Mr. Fursel. Better question. Who has seen it the most? This is probably the Indiana Jones film I've seen the least, strangely enough.
I think I've seen Temple of Doom the most because it's on TV all the time.
It used to be a lot more. It used to be on a lot more here. But anyway, today's sync point for everybody will be where it says a Paramount picture on screen. So I'll give you a few seconds to get everyone sorted with that. But this is just such a fun film, isn't it? It's just great. It's just enjoyable. It's action. It's adventure. It's just Icy Matty says
beauty.
Icy Matty says Crusade is his love. That's the first one I saw at the cinema.
That's the first one I saw. I watched the Indiana Jones movies backwards. I saw.
Well, there's only
Crusade,
three Indiana Jones movies, as we're all aware.
Yeah. There's only three
adventures. And the last movie, they rode off into the sunset. What a perfect way to end the trilogy.
Perfect.
Exactly. So if everyone's ready, let's do that countdown on the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play. Famous Paramount Mountain. And here we go.
Beautiful, just fading into the film.
I can see we've got Movie AV Impulse has joined us saying, I just got my Blu-ray copy of In Search of Tomorrow and he's seen his name in the credits and loved it. Well, it's fantastic. We're glad you got your name in the credits and you've seen it. It's awesome.
Yeah, several years in the making, that one was.
That's right. A lot of blood, sweat and tears went into that. Oh, this film is just such a great movie. What a way to kick off our Summer of Popcorn Part 2 as well, with one of the best summer movies.
Oh, for sure. This is definitely a summer blockbuster.
Yes, without a doubt. It's the kind of movie I would love to see get a theatrical re-release. Yeah.
It would make gangbusters as well. Like, just release it every couple of years. It'd be fine. People would buy tickets.
Well, Mr. Fursel says, I still like Temple and Last Crusade more than this, but I won't argue that point here. I'll be honest, I think they're all great. It's like choosing between your favourite pizzas. They're all good.
I agree with that. I think that, not the pizza part, there's only a few good pizzas. But the movies, for sure, definitely. Temple is, it has a bad rap. A lot of people dislike Temple. There's a few annoying aspects in Temple. Sure. But there's a few annoying aspects in this as well, like the fact that if you remove Indiana Jones from the film, it's the same film.
It is. He doesn't have much
change
on the overall plot of this one.
Which I think is just great. And it's such a testament to the character of Indiana Jones that regardless of the fact that he doesn't do much in the film, he has such an impact on the audience. Everyone loves Indiana Jones.
Oh, definitely. definitely. But even the supporting cast in these films is just so incredible. I mean, we've even got a young Alfred Molina, who's a great actor at the moment in quite a small role that we're seeing here.
Oh, the locations as well are just,
Yeah.
it just screams of adventure, doesn't it? Makes me want to go and watch Tales of the Golden Monkey.
I can see Fonica's joined us too. Oh, Immortal Miss, I agree with you. I miss Denholm Elliott too. What a great actor.
It's quite a villainous entry to the characters,
It is.
well, isn't it? But you see him emerging from the shadows with a musical sting that's quite sinister.
Exactly. And talking of actors we miss, I just want to say from all of us here at Creative EC how sad we were to see that Lenny Von Dolen from the film Electric Dreams, which is one of my personal all-time favorite watch parties, passed this week. What a great actor, who was quite underappreciated, but he was
Twin Peaks and Red Dwarf.
Electric Dreams, Red Dwarf, Twin Peaks. Really great loss. So yeah, very sad to see him pass.
And Jimmy Caan
as well.
So when you first saw this, Andrew, did you immediately want a whip to learn how to?
Yes, of course.
Despite the fact that it's like really not that functional, of it also really dangerous.
Yeah,
everyone wanted a whip.
Who didn't want a whip?
Tie or
it was belts.
Or a belt, yeah.
Belt off the school trousers.
Everyone's pants are by the ankles and you heard the crack of it.
Immortal Rumors says, I wish they could have made more Indiana Jones adventures with Harrison Ford in the 80s. Yeah, very much so. If you went to film blind, you would think that Indiana Jones was potentially the villain.
Mm. Poor Alfred. You have to work to get that many tarantulas on your back. like Baloo just brushing up against the side of them.
Yes. But again, this film's gorgeous. It's so... Yeah. I think we're going to have a few people quoting along here. This. I mean, let's be honest. Yes, Indiana Jones was somewhat of an Alan Quatermain.
Oh, for sure.
Potentially, but I'll go with it. But the irony is now, for most people, they've heard of Indiana Jones, but not as many people have heard of Alan Quatermain.
Yeah, especially people of like my generation and lower. It's quite depressing.
That's a good question, Mad Matt. Does a sunlight-activated trap only work at certain times of the day? Well, Network Nerd fires back with moonlight, potentially.
All you need is a cloudy day, and that's it. All the traps are destroyed.
That's right.
Good job it wasn't built in England, eh? This thing would never bloody work. Oh man, the amount of times I played Indiana Jones with my mates in the school playground.
Yeah. This is just growing up. Every kid wanted to be Indiana Jones. I remember doing this kind of stuff on the patio at home,
dodging the cracks.
Yeah, dodging the cracks on the patio.
It just lifts up the bottom of that thing and it says made in China.
Yeah, but how many iconic scenes did this film inspire so far? Even this one right now, with the whole kind of scratching the face, the weighing the sand in his hand,
Yeah, it's been
guessing.
parodied so many times.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. It's doing that.
The lighting as well. Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
And whiffed it.
But again, iconic.
Yeah. Imagine how much of a pain in the
Oh.
ass it would have been to reset this scene if they had to reset it.
There is going to be an arachnophobia watch party. I'll have to check the calendar for the date. It is on the cards though.
Ugh.
Oh, this is just so good. I do find the logic kind of strange though. This tomb or whatever had an elaborate booby trap system if someone tried to take the idol.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you just kind of wonder what the long game was.
Maybe it was to keep the idol buried, never to be disturbed. If he just stayed there. Oof. Well, crud.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic Paul Freeman there.
What a way to get you to hate the antagonist as well.
Yeah.
Jerk. I think I could decipher that language if means kill him.
I just love the fact as well. He's just the villains
cackling to himself.
Oh, he's over the top. He's wonderful. He's a pantomime villain. That's what's great about him. And again, that great John Williams score.
Guys, one of the classic scores.
There we go. Look at the registration on his plane. That's Jock Lindsay, who I was telling everyone before the watch party started. I've been to his hangar bar in Disney World, which is just fantastic. Lots of props from the films there.
Like I was more concerned with getting his fish.
The fact as well, the registration on his Liz makes Jock, not Jack, Jock, as in Jock. If you look at his plane, though, if you look at the registration number on the back, it's OBCPO. Strong Star Wars references.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Obi-Wan, C-3PO reference there.
OBCPO. Snakes.
What I like is the fact that this film did snakes in the exactly phonics snakes.
Yeah, snakes in the plane.
This did it first.
What is a more iconic like heroes theme than the indie theme? It's just everyone hums it to themselves when they do something even remotely heroic.
Yeah, but you could have the Superman theme, you can have the Jaws,
which is almost identical to...
Yeah, you can have all of these themes, but it all comes back to John Williams.
Yep, it all just boils down to John. Actually, my dog, Bones, whenever he does anything explorative, which is 90% of the time, my family and I refer to him as Indiana Bones.
Well, don't forget.
The legend of Indy lives on.
Don't forget.
Yeah, Indy is named after the dog. We called the dog Indiana.
That's right, Immortal Rimus. Yep. The actor who played Jock flew out the cast and crew of Jurassic Park before a hurricane hit on the island. So they'd be all back in time safe. Did she write that herself, or had someone do that for her?
Either way, it's dedication.
It is. Mm-hmm. So Marcus just stole his apple.
Yep, totally nicked it.
And please, everybody, when you're watching this, anything you wish to quote along with in the chat, please do, because this film is just rife.
Oh, yes.
Abner Ravenwood.
Yeah, it's the US government that hires him to...
That's right.
To run off, right?
And we're seeing William Hootkins there, who's seen on a few watch parties before. That's he also played Porkins in Star Wars, and he was in Biggles Adventures in Time, which was another watch party we had, and in Flash Gordon, played Munson.
Oh, yeah. That one would have flown over my head.
Tennis?
Oh, God, no. They're going to be in Wimbledon in no time.
That's right, Sharon. Hitler was reported to truly have this fascination with the occult and artifacts.
I miss movies being obsessed with like Egypt and cool
Yes.
Egyptian lore.
Exactly.
When was the last time we had, like, I guess, like the 90s with the Brendan Fraser The Mummy?
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to think, when was the last time we had a movie that was obviously not an Indiana Jones movie, but a movie that was kind of grounded on a proper quest like this?
Yeah, like swashbuckling action.
Mm.
It might have been the 90s Brendan Fraser The Mummy.
Maybe Mr. Fursel, maybe Uncharted. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same Moon Knight, the new Marvel show, possibly with the Egyptian stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't have the same energy.
Mm. Oh, I've got a thing. I don't like writing on a blackboard with chalk. I've got a thing. It's that.
Is it the noise
nails
or
on a chalkboard kind of feel? It's just the touching of the roughness of the chalkboard. It goes through me.
It's kind of soothing to me. Like
Oh no. Immortal Rumus is saying, I would like to have had one or two more films from the 80s of Freelance Merc, Tomb Raider, and Money Indiana Jones like Temple of Doom. Yeah, I see what you're saying, rather than him being the professor.
I guess Tomb Raider counts towards.
Yeah.
Look, they're all taking naps.
They are. Mm. You can just hear that great little Indiana Jones motif in the background and the music there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some classic transitions in this. I mean, when you advertise it as this can decimate mountains, and the Nazis are currently going for it,
Yeah.
what government would say, nah, let the Nazis have it, it's fine, we like a challenge?
I think this was this, I think it was before the Second World War, that was it, 1936?
Yeah.
I think this is set in, so that would just predate the Second World War and predate America's involvement in the war.
Yeah, exactly. Bring back the Nazis. In movies, right? Yeah. Like, this guy brings all of his work home with him. He's got these statuesque heads, weird candles.
Yeah.
Mm.
I thought it was a pair of socks he was getting out of his desk.
Or maybe he keeps his gun in his socks.
That's right. Look at that.
Pan America.
Proper Pan Am. When the ships, when the planes were all called Clippers to start with.
See, why can't the air hosts and hostesses bring me martinis on a flight these days? The moment I sit down in my seat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chaos Fear's right there. The TSA was really lax back then. But again, how iconic is this that we're seeing here? The whole overlaid
map
red
scroll.
line on the map.
Mm-hmm. Again, it's been parodied so many times.
Yes. Well, I don't think parodies, tributes to it has been just, yeah. That's a good point, Ed, with the Black Prince.
Yeah.
I don't believe in magic. Not even that time I saw someone get their heart ripped out and was still alive. And he saw the magic artifact return to the village that returned the prosperity.
Yep.
Yeah, Temple of Doom. That's right, Icy Matty. Temple of Doom was set before this. That's right. They're drinking off-brand Dr. Pepper, seeing who can consume the most.
Oh, so you can stomach the most of it.
Yeah.
Not Mr. Popper.
Oh, quite possibly Immortal Rumors saying that Raiders apparently isn't the first film to do the map thing, and there may be black and white films you've seen doing. Quite possibly, because I mean, this is all tribute to pulp serials.
Mm-hmm. May not have been the progenitor, but it was definitely the one that popularized it.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that the moment she's won, she's totally fine, like completely sober, and just takes all the cash.
Onzi is saying, this is fiction. No woman can hold her liquor more than a man. We've more oxygen in our blood in men. More Hollywood fakery. Actually, I can guarantee you Sharon could drink me under the tail. Most women can. I cannot take my alcohol. Which is why I very rarely drink.
She's the barkeeper. Swapped her drinks for water. That's the way to do it. That's how you win a drinking contest.
I wonder if that's what's in that big pot on the fire behind her. She's got a lot of backlit modern alcohol there as well.
Oh yeah. I think it's probably a forever soup. They just keep adding to it, and it maintains its flavor.
Well, when I was a kid, they had something, and I don't know if you guys in the chat have heard of this. My parents did this for a long time, and it's horrifically unhygienic, called friendship bread. It wasn't even a bread. Basically, what you'd do is it was this chain letter of a cake mix, and what you'd do is you would take the cake mix off your friend, and then effectively add the same amount of ingredients off the recipe again to this cake mix, mix it up, cut it in half, make a cake, and then pass the other half on to another person in the chain.
And if you didn't, you'd be cursed or something?
No, it's just like a thing apparently you had to keep doing it. And it was a big thing in the 80s for a while, but it's just the hygiene of effectively passing on this gradually rotting cake mix.
Yeah. Oh, it's bloody rough.
Sharon says she knows about it.
Friendship bread.
Mm.
Even the forever soup is more hygienic than that.
I think so.
At least it's still bubbling. It develops its own skin and possible sentience at some point, but keeps on bubbling.
No, Eric, you do eat it, unfortunately. He's saying you don't eat it, right? Right? No, people did eat it.
Nasty draft, better close them windows.
That's right.
It's actually quite a still, large bar, isn't it? Because look how little that candle is flickering.
Yeah. That's right. And that was back in the 1930s, how everyone kept their money in an old cigar box.
In a box. Yeah.
In a cigar box.
Safest place for it.
That's right. Even this fantastic Nazi portrayal here, this has been spoofed, but brilliantly. Mr. Furzel says, well, Calbot says everyone comes to Marion's. Mr. Furzel says it's like the Applebee's for Nepal. Yes, the food is terrible. We've seen the pot of forever stew.
Oh, look, Jack Daniels.
I'm sure it's probably more like the Denny's of Nepal.
Yeah.
There's a good one and a bad one.
The night staff are always terrible.
That's right.
Like Waffle House.
That's right. Well, it's definitely like a Waffle House. They've got a big branding iron to defend against drunks at night.
I can be reasonable. I love that's her opening defense.
They do more from us. It is the traditional Gestapo uniform he's wearing. And as you know, any Gestapo officer can be easily disarmed by removing his hat. It was their weakness.
Exactly. It's their weakness. Without their hat, they're nothing.
Yes.
I wonder if she has insurance for this bar.
Well, it's nice. It's like Indiana Jones has gone out his way to actually burn the place down.
Yeah. It's like, darn, that hot poker didn't quite light the tarps enough. Let's get the fiery logs.
I believe in Morpheus they were sort of a common type of spectacle they all would have worn at in the era. They didn't have much style otherwise. Ooh.
Here I thought she'd be doing some fire spitting after she took a mouthful of alcohol. But no, just some Irish courage. Is that Johnny Walker as well?
It was. It was.
Black Label too.
Everything's on fire. Oh, here we go.
It's going to burn.
Well, if you picked it up by the chain with your handkerchief.
Yeah, you'd have been fine. Oh no, he's got a +1 flaming fist. It deals more damage. It is so goofy, isn't it?
It is, but it's wonderfully goofy.
It is, yeah. The cheese. And there you go. Hanky beats fire. She's still in immensely good spirits for the fact that her livelihood just got ruined.
Ah. They are now flying over disputed zone.
Yes.
There he is. There's John Rhys Davis. Salah. I've actually, I was telling Dom before this watch party, I actually have met John Rhys Davis a couple of times just in public. He
in the pub.
Well, kind of walking back from the pub. His mother, because he grew up in a place called Ammanford in South Wales, which is basically by where I used to live. And I've seen him come out of the pub several times drunk on a Saturday night. I didn't say to him, "Bad dates, Indy," or anything like that.
Because you'd have got a fistful, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he was basically a drunk Welshman. Several times I saw him. Very drunk Welshman.
Oh, David Mays, that pinball machine. I'm sure that in Vegas there is the Pinball Hall of Fame. Big, enormous place. I haven't been to the new one yet. It's been refurbished. And I'm positive they have the Indiana Jones pinball machine because I remember pulling a trigger of that gun to play pinball. It's a waste of French, isn't it?
Mm.
Doesn't he have a perfect imprint on his burnt hand? And that's how
No, not Indiana Jones. No, that's where how the Nazi.
Yeah, the Nazi. Doesn't he?
Yes.
Doesn't that how he
Yes.
catches up?
Yes, he catches up by using his burn.
See, he's lucky he held on so dearly to it.
Remember, this is a warning from all of us here at Creative EC. If you go on holiday to a country like Marrakesh, do not take a cheap pet monkey.
No, do not.
Okay. No pet monkeys, please. Even if they have little waistcoats and look cute.
Yeah, tiny fez hat and everything.
Yes. That monkey seems to belong to a pirate from...
Oh, God. Imagine if you were the monkey trainer who trained the monkey to do a Nazi salute. There's a famous case in England of...
Yes.
A guy who...
Yes. Won't go into that, Dom. But here we're seeing some very young Nazis who are...
Never good. Usually an easy barrier to see you lie on the moral spectrum. If you
Yeah.
are siding with Nazis, it's never really a good sign.
Well, Network Nerd says the Egyptian Nazi pirate is the monkey owner.
How many of them are going to be in Egypt?
Yes. I just love the joviality of the fights and after this. That's why it's so much fun.
It's just street fights keep breaking out. And all the crowds are just happy to have some entertainment. Look at them cheering them on.
The score is brilliant. This is just really jovial.
So much high energy.
It is. I mean, that man just died in quite a horrific way, but you're fine with it?
Because the fruit made it cute.
Yes. She brought a
I still bet on the skillet.
Fight.
Yeah. Looks cast iron, that does. You can crack it round his skull and do way more damage. Point proven.
I love this because it's just it's very
so silly,
but it's great.
Yeah.
In fact, she even just hopped into a basket. See, I told you the Nazi monkey was bad news.
Yep. Utter snitch.
Now, this scene in a minute, there's very famous. There's a story behind this.
Mm-hmm.
This scene here. There's a reason why Harrison Ford was dripping with sweat here and looks very uncomfortable. So what happened was, while they were filming this scene, originally it was supposed to be a very elaborate choreographed fight between Indiana Jones and the big man with the sword. However, Harrison Ford, unlike many of the cast and crew, had a screamingly upset stomach from the food and was basically constantly running to the bathroom. So they had to work out how to shoot the scene in a very short amount of time. And that was what they came up with.
Imagine being that poor actor.
Steven Spielberg, though, did not get the upset stomach on set because while they were filming this, he refused to eat anything but his own supply of canned food he brought with himself.
Clearly a wise man.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Network Nerd, bad dates.
Like that, Edward the Black Prince. All this hijinks. Meanwhile, Rick's getting plastered before he opens the cafe tonight in Casablanca.
Yep. That's right, actually, Matty. Everyone had food poisoning except Steven Spielberg. Chef Boyardee was keeping Steven Spielberg safe.
Yeah, it was the propane truck.
Oh no, that was the explosive truck. The truck we...
He doesn't know.
I'm dead already. Pray for me. I betrayed her. I wish I hadn't betrayed her, the monkey's saying.
I wasn't a snitch, I swear.
Yeah. How do they have a spy monkey? The pirate is here for the spy monkey.
On a motorcycle now as well. He's the most badass person in this movie.
He is. Bear in mind, he's riding that motorcycle with no sense of depth perception.
He's just got one eye.
Yeah.
He just lifts it whenever he rides his bike.
Oh, no. I hope he's got like a robotic laser beam eye under the eye patch.
The monkey's a turncoat as well.
Mm. That's true, Immortal Miss. He felt sorry for the guy who spent all that time practicing the sword fight against Indy.
Yeah, I feel sorry for him as well. Imagine him telling his family, like, I'm in this big Spielberg and Lucas picture. I've got this huge scene where I'm fighting Harrison Ford with a sword. It's amazing. I get shot on a punchline.
And welcome Laser Gun Barbarian over on YouTube.
I'm sure Laser Gun Barbarian is probably the name of the biker pirate Nazi guy. Either that or it's like Kevin, something really mundane.
You do wonder how many of these people who were obviously extras in this movie had absolutely no idea what they were doing, except being told to just sit in a bar and smile.
Mm-hmm. Occasionally take a puff or two from the shisha pipe.
That's right.
A hookah.
So you're talking basically about time travel, appropriation of artifacts. That's the plan, is it?
Seems like it.
Yep. Mortimer says, do you reckon the Nazis hired their Egyptian goons from a local henchman agency? That's right. Henchman for you, 24/7.
Yeah. For all your henching needs.
And all these men who aimed guns at him are now laughing because the children are rescuing him.
Yeah, like, haha, you got rescued by kids. It's like, screw you guys, I'm free.
Yeah. Also, what kind of a bad father is Sala sending his kids in to save this man from Nazis and gunpoint?
Put them literally in gunfire range, in front human shields. He doesn't stick out like a sore thumb at all, does he?
No.
The perfect spy. He just blends into any crowd.
Yes, that's right, Edward. You must have learned that in the previous movie. Indy's great weapon, use children to save yourself, like in the Temple Mines.
I'm just realizing how much of a pain in the ass that would have been to shoot.
Yeah.
Don't be liberal with that poison there, dude. Just splash it all over.
I would have liked it, though, if the poison had been in a big black bottle with a cork, with a big skull and crossbones on it. And Sala's just putting his children to work, bringing the poisoned food and alcohol.
Yep. I thought his hat was a loaf of bread then.
I was going to say, who here has actually tried dates before, Egyptian style dates? I have. Have you, Dom?
Yeah, I have. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I don't like them at all. I really don't. A question to our chat: have you had them, and did you like them?
And if so, why? How could you?
They weren't nice. Well, Network Nerd says no, not good. Mr. Furzel says he's had dates and agreed he didn't like them. Sirius said, yes, I've had them and I like them.
Oh.
Calbot likes dates. Immortal Rumus wasn't a fan of dates either.
It's a good job he has the dexterity of a cat.
That's right. And now we have a dead monkey to deal with.
God, this stage just getting worse and worse.
It's the genius in the writing, though. If that monkey had been sweet and kind all the way through, you'd be upset. But now you know it's a traitor monkey, so you're happy to see it dead.
Yeah.
That traitor monkey got what it deserved.
Well, he was a snitch.
No rehabilitating him.
No, it's too far gone.
Yeah.
God, it would suck being Gestapo here, wearing those tall leather boots and leather gloves. You'd get swamp trench foot in no time.
Yeah. Lizardman says about the monkey, the little jerk got what was coming to him.
Yeah, too right. That's what you get for being an absolute traitor and a snitch.
Yeah.
And greedy.
It's being rather discreet, isn't it, as many people are walking past you? But again, what an iconic scene we're about to get again.
Ah, yes. More imagery that's been parodied and referenced time and time again. I miss these big elaborate sets as well. Like a lot of it's done in like green screen backgrounds these days. There's something so satisfying about this big regal set.
And with that, Prince says, never mind the men going down the hall, just keep walking past them.
Yeah.
Lizardman says, you love this scene, it feels very video gamey. But I'm going to go the other way. Video games feel very like Indiana Jones, because I think this, compared to most games, this was first.
Have you ever played the Indiana Jones Atari video game?
Yeah, I've played some of them.
The Atari, it might have been the Raiders game, is insane for Atari. Like, you need to use both controllers to do things like activate your weapon such. It's insane. It's so complicated.
Hang on. That's not a tablet. That's a giant version of the game that they play on the table in Cracker Barrel. He's going to while he waits.
It's the peg game that no one knows how to use.
That's right. So it's a giant. He's looking. That's the manual for the peg game. He's getting out now. He's waiting for his. Eggs and pancakes.
Yep.
Waitresses are bringing over the stewed apple now. That's why he's smiling.
More coffee, sir. Oh, yeah. Is it Mastermind? Is that what it's called? I just call it the Peg game.
Peg
If you
game
ever
and Cracker Barrel.
Yeah, it's like a pyramid or a triangle of pegs, and you have to remove all the pegs or something.
Yeah.
And you take them away, kind of like checkers. I have to get 1-1. I gotcha.
Yeah, exactly, Ceres. The music in this is just brilliant. It does give you the chills. And yeah, Fate of Atlantis is a great game, Onzi. Really, really great.
There's a new Indiana Jones game coming out soon, and I am hyped. These old Egyptians were just like massive trolls, and they just left red herrings everywhere. Oh, there's loads of Indiana Jones games. Loads of them.
Fursel, I know what you're saying. The next Indiana Jones movie might be John Williams' last movie, but the guy's a mastermind and a genius for everything he's given us. But hey, he's in his, I think he's 90, if not nearly 90 now. I think he deserves some rest. If it is going to be his last movie, and what a movie to end on. I will get you water, no problem.
Mm-hmm. No, I refuse to take left turns. I only turn right.
Oh, she hasn't brushed her teeth for days.
Yeah, morning breath. Times 3 or 4 mornings. I don't know, maybe the Germans let her brush her teeth. Who knows? Ugh, that fly.
Yeah.
One of the things I love about Vegas, very few flies or insects in general.
I thought you were about to say people get tied to posts and gagged frequently.
One of the things I love about Vegas, getting tied to those posts and gagged, makes my Sunday evenings. It really does. Sirius saying that she's so drunk that all the spirits killed the bacteria in her mouth.
Not possible.
She's pickled. Yeah, I'll believe it. See, kids, this is what Google Maps used to be.
That's right.
In the 30s?
In the 30s. In 1936. But this is... Is that a tattoo on? Oh, no, it's not. It's a mark on his face. There's a tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's got goggles on. Now, that's a very warm man wearing a full Nazi leather jacket and... Oh, and that's a scar.
Yep. Oh, God. Whew. I'll just get a new hand.
Oh, I was waiting for David to post something like that from Hello, the British.
Hello. Oh, hello.
Mm-hmm. What a great... The music, though, is just brilliant. So they're all digging in one place because Indy gets them to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, Network Nerd. Dry heat, over 80% humidity and 76 any day. Yeah, it's 107 currently where I am. And as long as I'm not directly in the sun, it's great.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Network Nerd. That is a GIF from a British sitcom from the late 80s, early 90s called Hello, about the misadventures of a cafe owner and the rebels in Nazi-occupied France.
You make it sound way more interesting than it actually is.
Yes, it was terrible for the most part.
Yeah. Because it did kind of sound like you had the script like...
Hey, what else, Hello wasn't amazing phonic, honestly. What else for a sitcom than Nazi-occupied France, eh?
Hey, nothing but fun times.
Yeah. And let's get the elephant out of the room. It's not the only Nazi-based British sitcom of that era. A few years later, there was a British sitcom, and only one episode ever aired. And it was called Heil Honey, I'm Home.
Yeah.
And it was a sitcom about Hitler and Eva Braun living next door to a Jewish family.
Wacky hijinks ensue.
Yes, someone greenlit it.
Oh, God. Yeah. Gestapo all over me.
Oh, now we're seeing Indy and his fear of snakes.
Snakes. Oh, why did it have to be snakes? There you go, Lizard Man. Aren't you insulted by this racism, Lizard Man? Surely it should offend you.
Oof. Bad snakes, Indy. That's right, you go first.
Heil, honey, I'm home. Yeah.
Yep.
Look it up or don't.
Yeah.
That's nothing. I've lived in Vegas. That's a very good point, listen.
What she knows is that it's 3 weeks in any direction to eat some food first, and all you'll find in those 3 weeks is Arby's.
Oh, God. I have been to the Mob Museum. It's amazing. I also like Arby's. So my wife hates it. My wife believes that Arby's is a front for some kind of money laundering scheme because she doesn't understand how there's so many of them. And they're always empty. Out of... Yeah, the dress scene is weird.
Yeah, Sharon, they made 8 episodes, only 1 aired.
There we go. Onzi and I, Arby's. We has the meats. No one can get into that dress that quickly.
I could, I think.
Prove it. Pixar, it didn't happen.
Steadily, steadily, we're antagonizing these snakes with the flaming torches.
Screaming down at them.
Because you realise, odds are, some snakes were hit by flaming torches.
Oh, yeah. The odds alone. These must be hungry boys as well.
Oh, and it's a cobra.
Where's the flute player when you need him?
That's right.
Technically, he's not wrong. All right. If you had to descend into a pit of your worst fear, what would that fear be?
I think snakes, quite possibly. I really don't like snakes.
Well, Vegas has a few nasties, but snakes are one of them.
Yeah. I can see, Leanne saying she hadn't had Arby's once and loved it. But Network Nerd said spiders. Sharon says spiders. Edward the Black Prince says wasps. Sharks, Mr.
God.
Furzel. Well, hopefully in the desert, you're probably safe from that. Sirius, a pit of clowns.
I need to find you guys the picture of the Clown Motel that's near Vegas. It's amazing. It's haunted.
Cobra
it's right
clowns.
next. Oh God.
Or shark clowns, clown sharks.
Clown sharks, spider snakes.
Yes.
And look, we've already established that she can handle her liquor.
Do you know what probably the worst thing is, though, about that? That bottle of, well, I'm assuming it's some kind of vodka, quite possibly. It's going to be at least room temperature, but room temperature. But room temperature as in Egyptian tent room temperature.
That's going to be nasty.
Like drinking paint thinners.
Sharon found the Clown Motel. I can't see the graveyard that's spitting distance from it, though. There is a graveyard right next to the Clown Motel where they have proudly buried several people, and they advertise that the graveyard is literally, you can spit from the hotel to the graveyard. It's probably just out of frame there. Yeah, of course there's a cemetery. I think you might be able to see one of the crucifixes just in the front. Yeah, there it is.
Please tell me they built that motel on a clown burial ground. An ancient clown burial ground.
Oh no. Wait, what's that from? Clown cemetery.
Well, Phonic, I would, at a guess, I would say that is potentially a French vodka they're drinking.
Ah, yes. French liquor, renowned for its vodka.
It is Grey Goose. Some of the best vodka you can get.
I stand corrected.
Oh.
And I've got Scottish blood. I can only talk smack about every other liquid that isn't Highland Scotch. I love it. We're setting up, well, it's been set up that Marion can handle her beverages.
Well, here's a good question from Immortal Rumors here over on YouTube. How did all those snakes survive down there? Do they not just eat each other if they're starving and there's no other food? There's an automatic Egyptian mouse dispensing machine.
Well, you see, snakes eat their own tail and then they keep on going. That's the snake reproductive cycle. See, don't say you don't learn anything here at the Creative VC streams. You learn inaccurate biology.
I love this bit. He gets his torture device out. He's just got a coat hanger.
Doubles as nunchucks too.
Doug P has joined us. Welcome, Doug P.
The Ninja Turtles. Hell yeah.
Right.
Bloody thing weighs a ton.
Yep. It belongs in a museum.
Who hasn't yelled that at anything even remotely old? Ignore all the other artifacts. They definitely won't fetch a pretty penny. All the hieroglyphics probably telling you the history of man,
yeah,
and how the aliens came down and helped build the pyramids.
Saying it would weigh a ton. No way they could lift it. Well, hang on. It could just be gold plated. It could be cheap.
Yeah. It's a cheap knockoff. Yeah. Oh, Hong Kong Fooey, the #1 super guy.
Hey, no. It would have been really terrible if actually the rope had snapped. They dropped it, the lid fell off it. That would have ended the film quite quick, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But also, here's the question. How was Indy planning to get away with the Ark of the Covenant? Considering the size and weight of it on foot.
Just Scooby-Doo their way. Well, it's 3 weeks walk of desert in every direction, right?
That's right.
Just Scooby-Doo off into the distance with it. That's a missed opportunity, though. I would have loved a scene where they are walking away with the Covenant. They turn back, see that they're chasing them, and start running a little bit faster.
We will do even Nazi laughs at you, sir.
The snakes are piling together. Some say if the snakes get tangled up together, they become a king snake. Oof.
I call that one bitey.
The mega snake, yeah.
That's right, Lizard Man. The Nazis have altered the deal, Belloc. Pray they don't alter it any further. The thing is, if only there weren't, like 1,000 Egyptian workers there who seem to be quite friendly towards Indiana Jones, who might be willing to open the tomb again.
Yeah.
Well, we could just do what we do every other situation. We just set fire to things until we get out.
Yeah, it works. It's worked in the past.
Ooh. He doesn't seem to be so afraid of the snakes now. They're more like a minor inconvenience than his lifelong
Yeah, a little
fear
bother.
right now. Yeah. Mad Matt says, the wall full of snakes. Yes, that one.
Oh, Edward the Black Prince. I was waiting for someone to do that. This whole place is slithering.
Oh, gosh. Well, I wouldn't worry about the torch going out, Marion. The tomb seems to be perfectly lit without it.
Yeah, it's very well lit.
Well, we've smashed through the wall into the tomb of the actual pharaohs now, and there's more death in here, isn't that?
Yeah. Thank God the wall is made of polystyrene.
Yes.
Although if I had to walk in a room completely constructed out of polystyrene, it probably would kill me. The noise alone. No.
Oh.
They all come with their own screams as well.
Yeah, everything seems to... Oh, I don't need to see that one. Don't need to see a snake coming out of a dead person's mouth.
Oh, she lost her shoe in the Well of Souls. Oh.
I'm quite surprised, though, he doesn't push this block out and then find... oh, there we are. By the Nazis.
Perfect.
By the Nazi planes. But again, another iconic scene.
So iconic that this is in the Disney ride, right? Yeah.
It's in the stunt show. The Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular.
Never seen that kind of plane before or since, says Mr. Fritzl. I've seen it a couple of times.
Oh, and that's Pat Roach there we're seeing, I think, memory.
He's been spoiling for a Rumble ever since he got here, and now he's like, finally.
It is Pat Roach, actor and stuntman and British wrestler.
Look at him. He's like, God, I don't want to. Look at you.
He's proper pugilist style, isn't he?
Uh-huh. I love it as well. Our hero does the cheapest of shots.
They have quite a nice replica of this plane in Hollywood studios involved in the stunt show where they have a fight around it. Oh, thank you. Welcome, Gary. saying Pat Roach played the big Nepalese guy as well. That's right. He plays the huge chuggy henchman in Temple of Doom. He also plays the wizard who turns into the monster in Conan the Destroyer.
I'd hate to fight many notorious film brawly men. I think he'd be top on my list, like on the Mortal Kombat chain of who I'd wish to fight. He'd be the top guy. I'd be like, no, I'll just give up.
I've got to be honest though, that Marion, as sort of damsels in distress go, she can kind of hold her own a bit compared to many of them.
She can drink and kill Nazis. Yeah, she
exactly.
Typical rowdy Brit.
What would make things a little more dangerous? Fire, more explosions.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, thank you, Laser Gun Barbarian. Apparently, Pat Roach also had a fight in the Last Crusade aboard the Zeppelin, but it got cut out. I do like to imagine, though, that this is all happening about the same time in the world. This is in the story, in the universe, about the same time as the Rocketeer was happening. Kind of the Nazis just pre-World War II. Ah.
It's all right. It gets better.
Yeah. Put some Neosporin on it, it'll be fine.
Exactly. Fixes everything. Poor plane. Never even took off. It was only 2 days away from retirement.
That's right. That's right, Sharon. Neosporin and a Band-Aid. Well, you can buy Band-Aids now with Neosporin in them. I bought some on my recent trip to America. They were incredible.
I guess your supplies are running low now and you're worried if you get a slight graze.
That's right.
Adding that to my lexicon. I'm so pleased you're not dead. The next time I see one of my mates that I haven't seen in a while. There's no uniformity to these guards. Some of them have their guns at attention, others are just pointing it randomly in a direction.
Exactly. If only there were enough people there to overrun the Nazis. But
if only
there's so few of them. I do apologize if everyone knows I'm drinking a lot at the moment. It's very warm here tonight. Well, for the UK.
I have heard that the UK is incredibly blistering.
For the UK. Immortal Rumor is saying they could have cast Pat Roach in The Last Crusade still as the same character from Raiders, as he's been promoted to the SS and has basically a big gnarly scar on his face from the Raiders.
That'd have been great.
Oh, this is fantastic. This is proper action hero stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Palm trees, sand, horses. What is this? Vegas?
Ah, yes.
I am scared for that stuntman on the horse.
The stuntmen in the Indiana Jones movies are just incredible.
Yeah. They're almost as death-defying as the stuntmen in the Mad Max movies.
They are. I do like the fact that for most action heroes, throwing someone out of a truck only requires one arm to pull them out their seat and remove them.
Every time I pulled someone out of trucks, that's all it requires.
Yes. Oh, Wilhelm scream.
Oh, that stuntman barely got away from
He did.
From the truck.
Oh. But this scene is just great. The action's great. The music's good. This is just
Brought to you by Mercedes. Yeah, it's proof that only evil people ride Mercedes-Benz.
Hang on, I had 2 Mercedes before my current BMW.
What are you trying to tell me, Andrew?
Yes, I may. Yes. Well, I am evil, so.
Well, I was going from a Merc to a Beamer.
Yeah.
100% evil. Did the truck just growl?
I think so.
See, it had the Vegas vibe, but with this driving, I'd say it's more like California.
Yeah.
That stuntman got up after that? Wow.
Oh, this is just such a cool sequence, isn't it? This is proper cinema fun. Oh, I can see my house from here. But I love this. This is the era of real practical stunts. No
CGI monkeys flowing through jungles.
Yeah. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, anyone in the UK is just checking it out if you've got BritBox. Hollywood Bulldogs, the documentary about British stuntmen, and there's some really good stuff about Indiana Jones and Bond and a few others in there.
Oh. I'm seeing the way they're landing on their ankles, and I'm thinking, oh God, my knees are on fire.
But Indiana Jones has been a proper hero, though. He just took just a flesh wound to the shoulder, nothing important.
And he kicks the door off its hinges.
Yeah.
See, Mercedes-Benz, they're built like tin cans.
Yeah, but like tanks back then.
Scheiße.
That's right. Punch him in the arm.
The badge is sturdier than the door.
Oh, come on.
Whew. For everyone who is posting Ed 209 stuff, we'll have some Ed 209 stuff
this
for later.
Stunt is just brilliant. Look at this. Climbing
this is one of the legendary stunts.
It is. It is absolutely amazing.
Oh,
Such a good stunt.
yeah. Oh. They're just watching from the front. They're having a good time.
Oh, kick him out. Oh.
Oh. Now it's your turn to do the stunt.
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, no. Bumpty bump.
Oh.
But this is such a great adventure, this film.
Yeah.
It stings a little bit. The wound is smelling of almonds.
I need some of my Neosporin in the Band-Aid.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. Sharon's got it. Neosporin and a Band-Aid for Indy.
How are they so prepared?
Well, also, will Omar not be upset they've blocked his garage?
Yeah. Oh, they're melons. I was like, what are those things?
Type of melon. That's right. Mr. Katanga is our sinister-looking captain. He won't betray you.
Never trust the captain in the turtleneck. Yeah, Indy called ahead. Smoke signals, probably.
The question for the ages, Dom, is from Sharon. How the heck did they know what to do and that Indy was on the way? Did Indy call ahead? He used his mobile phone. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, the Nazis were really busy, like pre-World War II.
They were trying to get rocket packs. They were interrogating Captain America.
Yeah.
And weren't they doing something in Who Framed Roger? I haven't seen it for a long time, but are the Nazis involved in Who Framed Roger Rabbit somehow?
I can't remember. It's probably been like 20 years since I've seen that film.
I need to rewatch that movie. That I've got a feeling that
we've got to put it on the watch list somehow. It's kinder trauma.
It is. He's singing with Gilbert and Sullivan.
Ah, Doc Savage.
That's right. The Nazis also founded Hydra, Sharon.
That was so busy.
You were.
She finally got to brush her teeth. Roger Rabbit goes to war. We need crossovers.
That's right. Is that it? An almighty scream from Indy for being smacked. Oh, that stings. He needs some Neosporin and some Band-Aids on that.
Yep. At least two.
Yeah. Immortal Rumours has a bit of an alternative theory that some may not like. I look forward to hearing that. Well, I see Matty in Disney World in Hollywood Studios. The Rocketeer's jetpack and helmet are by PV's Frozen Concoctions, and just basically around the corner and above PV's Frozen Concoctions is this. Let me another one of my photos for our Discord. Let's have a look to my phone here. And put my photos. Find the photo.
Yeah, Disney are desperate to hide that cartoon, aren't they?
There we go. And that photo I have uploaded, it appears, eventually. Come on, upload. Discord's been very slow tonight, but that photo I've uploaded is right by the Rocketeer's jetpack.
Ah. There you go, the snake food. To be fair, Lizard Man, Indy's been through one hell of a day.
That's right. It's a studio replica. I'm not sure if it's one used in the movie, but it's an official Disney one with the... Let's see if we can find the photos for you, Eric. Hang on. Go back through my photos.
Never trust a turtleneck.
That's right. Now the Nazis are there with U-boats.
Any excuse to escape the morning after. What's going to leave cab fare on the side? Like, how much cab fare is enough from a boat?
I'm sure it's not going to be one of the genuine ones from the movie because it sits outside effectively.
Look, I just really didn't like having Nazi propaganda on it, so it burnt it off.
Yeah. And if you go to the replica of the Chinese theatre in Hollywood Studios, we posted this on our socials when we did the Rocketeer watch party. They have the footprints of the Rocketeer from a deleted scene in the movie, whereby the Rocketeer basically lands in wet cement, and you see his signature, his feet, and some rocket marks. It's quite awesome, really.
It's one of the squarest jaws I've ever seen.
It is.
He's there in the background. You just need pantomimers saying, "It's behind you."
There we go.
All it needed was for Indy to like rise again with the cigarette in his mouth. Yeah, you could cut stone with that jaw.
So, Immortal Rumors is saying, I think the reason the Nazis let Sala go after they were captured at the dig site was because he made a deal to spy on Indy for them, which explains how the Nazis find the ship here. Possibly, but Sala does prove himself to be very loyal to Indy in Last Crusade, so I don't know. I like the fact that the Indiana Jones march has almost been updated a bit to almost be a bit more naval in this scene.
Yeah.
The kind of the under beat with that. Mhm. That's right, Doug. 'Cause, I mean, they were quite primitive submarines as far as compared to now. They'd only go underwater basically to attack, since they've actually only last a short while, and it was faster to go above water. Yes.
Oof, living in a submarine would be horrible for me. I recently discovered I have claustrophobia in the worst way
In
ever.
submarines.
Pretty much.
I see, Matty, they've gone to Death Island. Sounds such a nice place.
Yeah, have a vacation in Death Island. Thank God he didn't squeal out at all as he was getting pulled behind.
That soldier's really looking beat up. He's got a bandage on his head and he's got his arm in a sling with his gun.
He looks like he's been beaten up by a cartoon, though.
I know. I like this, though. This is the old trope, isn't it, where it's quite unique, actually. Because they're showing that you can't just irrespectively
take anyone's
steal
clothes.
Clothes and they fit you perfectly.
God, it looked like a Wayland Yutani symbol on his hat then. I was like, oh, God, no. Xenomorphs.
What could possibly go wrong opening the Forbidden Ark?
Nothing could go wrong. Everything will be fine.
The Forbidden Ark of the Covenant.
God, do they need to put a Nazi flag on everything?
It was branding back then, wasn't it? It was all about the branding.
Nazi xenomorphs are the worst, yeah.
Yes. Oh, Frag Lord, welcome. I can see you've joined us. That's right. Immortalimus, that Nazi said in German, approximately, he was berating him for how he dressed, and he said he dressed like a pig.
Mm.
Lizardman saying, seeing as this whole island gets wiped out, what would have happened if the Ark was open on mainland Europe? Very bad things, I suspect.
Would have been a much shorter war.
Mm. Hello, I have a bazooka.
Look how the Gestapo just sits down, is like, ugh. Oh, did he eat that fly?
I think so.
French cuisine, I don't get it.
Mm. Yeah. In a minute, you can see Obi-Wan come along the side of the canyon going, making crate dragon noises.
Yeah. Europe would have been taken over by the blind and good sleepers.
Yeah. Well,
Blow it back to God.
it's rather nice. They had a custom-made cover made for the Ark in quite short.
Well, no, they got the Nazi knitters.
Yeah.
They were working overtime. Probably had it in different colors as well. A Covenant cozy.
Yeah. Exactly, Sharon. I expect to see some Jawas walking by any moment.
Oh, teeny. There's even diabolical, like, cracking of lightning in the distance.
But to be fair, they've brought power up there. They've got a generator or something with them.
Yeah, they have to. Or some really determined Nazi, like, on a bicycle powering everything.
That's right.
Where do you get the ceremonial robes? The original TikTokers.
That's right. Here we go, and then lift the lid to me too. Open
to me, to you, to me, to you.
Yeah. Bloody empty. That's right, Icy Matty. This was 1936, so just before the Second World War. Mm-hmm. The thing is, he's really upset. He got his special ceremonial robes and he got a big hat and everything, and nothing happened.
Yep. At that point, you just fake it, right? You just
That's right.
Put whatever you want in there.
Okay, at this point, now you put the lid back on it. You go,
yeah.
Right, yeah. Put the lid on it, please.
Now God is pissed.
Yes. Yes. Well, it's actually Kane from Poltergeist. That's just another way that he can...
Right? How many of us would have to look? Like the noises alone. Just a peek. Just a little peek.
No, I'd just be out of there. As soon as someone had the lid off that thing, I'd be like, no, I'm gone.
The Muppet face.
Mm. Gotta admit, this is a rather violent ending to the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
The Gestapo candle melting is probably my favorite of the three that die. Yeah, yeah.
You can see the everything shooting back up to the heavens or wherever it's going.
Go back to God.
That's right. So what
is this the equivalent of God looking for his phone? He's like, where the hell is it? And then someone opens the covenant and is like, oh, cheers.
You can kind of assume, though, that when Indy and Marion got out of here, Indy and Marion must have had to carry the ark back to wherever it went to be removed. So they're like, yeah, don't trip, don't trip, don't trip. Don't knock the lid off.
If they did. The judge gives it a 10. Death Island's quite peaceful now that the Nazi occupation's over.
Okay, and that's it. Gary's in there first. Gary over on YouTube. I want everyone to start giving the quotes now. Come on. That's right, Frag Lord, Ceres, yes. That's right, Network Nerd.
Look at the size of that pipe. I need to get me a pipe. Fox Mulder's always right, Frag Lord.
Let's just quench our alcoholism.
It's been minutes since I've had a drink. I need a drink, Indy.
No, Network Nerd, the Ark. It's safe and it flew into the sky. Well, it kind of did, but then it dropped back down and then put it in a box.
Came back down.
Let me get a box for you.
Mm-hmm. And they store it in that drawer where you put all the cables that you think you never need again.
Right.
But you hold on to them because, one day you'll need them. Yeah.
Every kitchen has a crap drawer. Does your kitchen have a crap drawer?
Yeah, my kitchen has a crap drawer. It's full of like straws, napkins, and sauces from places.
Exactly. Every kitchen has a crap drawer, the drawer where stuff that doesn't fit anywhere else randomly is put to be sorted in a future date that never happens.
Never happens. And then you find stuff in there that, like a camcorder charging cable, and you're like, when did I have this?
Sharon has a crap closet, yes.
Yep.
The Mortal Rumor says top men. But everybody, that was Raiders of the Lost Ark. That was such a fun film and such a great way to kick off our Summer of Popcorn Part 2. We've got so many great films lined up for everyone. We'll talk about next week in a little moment. But Dom, this film, just awesome.
It's a classic. It's one you can just put on and enjoy. You don't even have to pay too much attention, but it always pays to pay attention.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've got everyone just over on our Discord saying just so much fun, this film. It's just great fun. It is the Star. If you look at the production team behind this, it basically is the Star Wars gang made something not Star Wars, and it worked.
Yeah.
That's right, Sharon. And next week is one of our most requested watch party movies ever. It will be RoboCop, the original. We will put out on social media the runtime of the edition that we would like people to have to watch along with us, because I need to check which is the most common version on streaming as usual. But we're watching RoboCop next week, which is going to be so much fun. But back to this week. This is just, I want more Indiana Jones. I want to go and watch Temple of Doom. I want to watch Temple of Doom right now.
Yeah, it makes you want to watch the rest. It definitely does. The other two movies.
It does. No, we're not watching the ITV edited version from the 90s of RoboCop with the very heavily sort of, or the cuts and the dubbing,
incredibly
all the
censored
profanity.
version.
Yes, we're not watching that version. We're watching probably the most common version on streaming. It's probably whatever the Amazon Prime version is. But I will advise everyone via social media. Oh, Edward's saying double features, watch party, do it. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. It's currently 10:30 here in the UK, so I can't quite do 2 Indiana Jones films back to back tonight. I've done long watch parties before that weren't public. We did. I think I did the watch party for In Search of Darkness 2, the producer.
Yeah.
That was a long one. Watch party. That was a watch party where behind the scenes, halfway through, my wife brought me a McDonald's to eat because we were going for so long with the watch party. It was a lot of fun.
Everyone took a break in that one. They had to.
Yeah, exactly. It was In Search of Darkness 2, Sharon. But maybe we could do a double feature later in the year. I'm certainly not adverse to occasionally doing a Saturday and a Sunday, though, which we have done as well before.
Yeah.
Oh dear, David. David's an hour ahead of us, so he must be in Europe or somewhere. So yeah, and he's up at 5 for work. But it is great spending every Sunday night with you guys. But Dom, I'll give you the final words on this film.
What else is there to say about Raiders of the Lost Ark? It's a phenomenal piece of cinema, and it needs to be seen by everyone because it's just fun. It's what pulp cinema should be. Exactly.
It's just fun, and it's what our Sunday nights even are all about here with all of you guys. And that's what the Summer of Popcorn's about, these massive tentpole summer movies. So we've kicked off with this. Next week will be RoboCop, which I can't wait for. So everybody, for the next 7 days, and as always, stay safe, take care of each other, look after each other, be kind, and we will see you in 7 days. So bye-bye.
Bye-bye.